Have you ever felt like your kindness goes unnoticed or worse, is taken for granted? You're not alone. In today's world, genuine generosity can often be overlooked or met with indifference. We're raised to prioritize others' needs, to share, help, and give. This fosters a desire to do good. But what if our willingness backfires? What if people start seeing us as an endless source of support? There's a harsh truth: the more we give, the less we might receive. It's not just about time or money, but also our energy and peace of mind. Stoicism teaches balance and self-preservation, but we often find ourselves overextending ourselves. Today, we'll explore the potential downsides of excessive kindness and discover ways to find that golden mean. If you've ever felt underappreciated for your help, this video is for you. Number 1. Excessive kindness can make you appear weak. Stoicism emphasizes inner strength and self-control. It teaches us to set boundaries. Always helping everyone can create the wrong impression. Imagine being readily available, and eventually, others see you as someone they can dump responsibilities on. This creates an image of weakness, and people might stop valuing your contributions. Learn to say no firmly but politely. Think of yourself as someone who respects their time and worth. Setting boundaries changes how others perceive you. You become someone deserving of respect, not just a pushover. Saying no isn't rejection. It's a statement about your value, a sign of inner strength. Number 2. Unrealistic expectations can lead to disappointment. This is a Stoic truth. Happiness shouldn't depend on others' actions. When you give, it's better not to expect much in return. This helps maintain emotional stability. Let's be realistic. We offer help hoping for appreciation, but what if it doesn't happen? You naturally expect others to reciprocate, and when they don't, it hurts. People are different. Stoicism reminds us we can't control others, only ourselves. It's hard to give without expecting anything, but here's the thing. When you give freely, you gain freedom. You do it because you want to, not for a pat on the back. Next time you lend a helping hand, try to let go of those expectations. Don't expect gratitude or a returned favor. The true value lies in the act of giving, not what you get back. This way of thinking allows you to stay calm and collected, no matter what happens. Number 3. Too much giving attracts the wrong people. Think of it like a vibe. When you're positive and balanced, you attract generous and genuine people. But if you constantly give without stopping, to the point of exhaustion, you'll attract those who just want to take. Imagine someone who never says no, always there, always ready to help. Sounds great, right? Soon, you might notice the people around you only take, never give. Worse, you might attract those who will exploit your generosity. The Stoic solution is all about balance and knowing your boundaries. You need to be able to recognize when you overdo it. Setting boundaries is key. This allows you to conserve your energy and attract the right kind of people, those who appreciate what you offer and are willing to give back. Think of it as a two-way street. You want to be around people who respect you and what you bring to the table. And to do this, you need to respect your own boundaries. Give, but don't let it drain you. This way, you'll build relationships based on mutual respect and genuine connection, not one-sided giving. Number 4. Losing yourself in the needs of others is a danger. Stoic wisdom says that constantly being preoccupied with other people's problems can make you avoid your own struggles. By constantly serving others, you lose touch with yourself. Your own voice gets lost in the noise of other people's demands. Then, when you finally have a quiet moment, all the fear and pain you were running from come rushing back. The Stoics teach that taking care of your own needs isn't selfishness, it's a necessity. It's about preserving your essence, setting boundaries, and exploring your own path. This isn't just good for you, it's the key to an authentic life. So, the next time you feel the urge to dive headfirst into someone else's problems, stop for a second. Face those difficult feelings head on. Be true to what you really need and want. You'll see that by respecting your own boundaries, you'll be in a much better position to help others in a healthy and balanced way. Number 5. Constant giving can become a trap. Stoic philosophy values moderation, especially when it comes to giving. It's like steering a ship in a sea of endless demands. When you give too much and too often, people start expecting it. They get used to you always taking a step forward. It might seem nice at first, but it's a slippery slope. Here's the thing. People naturally gravitate towards what's easy. If you always take responsibility and solve problems, you're essentially allowing others to stay in their comfort zone. They don't feel the need to step forward or face difficulties because they know you'll handle it. This not only affects them, but you too. You take on burdens that don't belong to you, which can drain your energy and emotional state. Stoicism teaches us to find a balance. Give, but not so much that you lose yourself in the process. When you start setting boundaries and slow down a bit, something interesting happens. People start to realize they can't always rely on you. They begin taking responsibility for their own things, which is good for them and for you. Seneca's powerful quote perfectly captures this idea. True generosity is giving what is needed, not just what is asked for. This quote reminds us that sometimes the greatest gift we can give is not to fulfill every request, but to give others the opportunity to realize their own needs. It's in this balance that we find the essence of true generosity, generosity that enriches all participants without exhausting anyone. By practicing balanced generosity, you maintain control over your life and avoid falling into a cycle of constant giving. Remember, you don't just have to be generous wisely. This is how you help others without losing yourself, and this is the real art of giving back. Number 6. Excessive kindness can breed suspicion. Stoicism teaches us to live by our values, regardless of what others think. Our goal is to follow principles that create a genuine and stable reputation. However, in a world where true kindness is rare, excessive kindness can ironically cause confusion. People might start to doubt your motives. They might ask themselves, why is this person so generous? What's in it for them? It's not that you've stumbled upon a group of cynics. It's often a realistic reaction. People are used to seeing kindness with hidden agendas. So, when someone appears eager to give everything and help everyone, it might seem suspicious. Perhaps they've encountered people who seemed kind but had selfish goals. This experience can make them wary and skeptical of genuine acts of kindness. This doesn't mean you should moderate your generosity. It's about finding a balance. Be kind, but also be transparent. Let your actions speak for your honesty. Remember, it's not about seeking approval, but about being true to your values. Over time, consistent and balanced kindness can break down the walls of suspicion, showing the sincerity of your intentions. This authenticity is precisely what Stoicism stands for, a virtue that stands the test of time and skepticism. Number 7. The risk of addiction is real. Stoicism warns us about losing balance in life, especially when it comes to giving. It's all about moderation and self-control. When you give too much, when you're always the one others rely on, it can lead to severe consequences. You might start looking for ways to cope with stress and emotional exhaustion. Here's where the risk of addiction creeps in. You might find yourself overeating, drinking excessively, or perhaps gambling too much. Anything to fill the void created by constant giving. The Stoics urge us to listen to those close to us. If a friend or family member expresses concern about your giving habits, it's worth paying attention. We often fall into denial when faced with the possibility of addiction. It's easier to dismiss their concerns than to admit there might be a problem. But these remarks usually come from a place of care and love. Accepting such feedback is a step towards self-reflection and growth. Remember, those who care about us aren't trying to criticize or condemn. They care about our well-being. Taking their concerns seriously is a way of respecting yourself and your path to a balanced life. This is the practice of Stoicism in real life, using moderation and self-control to avoid harmful behaviors that can damage our health and happiness. After all, recognizing and eliminating these risks is a sign of strength. It indicates a commitment to your own well-being and the desire to live in accordance with Stoic principles of balance and introspection. Number 8. Overcoming problems in unbalanced relationships. Imagine being the person everyone relies on in difficult situations. It feels good to be needed, right? But then you start to notice you're not invited to casual gatherings or weekend dinners. You help them through tough times, but when it comes to sharing laughter and good memories, you're left on the sidelines. This realization can hurt. You're not just an assistant, you're a person who also craves fun and connection. This is a common scenario. People often categorize others based on what they bring to the table. If you always help, it becomes your label, and you miss the opportunity to become a friend, an equal. This situation isn't just unfair, it's a wake-up call. It makes you wonder, am I appreciated for who I am or just for what I can do for others? Now let's look at the Stoic approach. Stoicism isn't about lacking emotions. It's about understanding human nature and wise behavior. This situation is a chance to reconsider your relationships. It's a test of your ability to distinguish between those who value you as a person and those who see you as a means to an end. It's difficult, but it's important to learn to identify genuine friendships and distance yourself from one-sided relationships. Additionally, Stoicism encourages us to think about our role in this dynamic. Do we support this pattern of behavior by always saying yes, neglecting to express our own needs and desires in friendships? Balanced relationships are about helping others while being true to ourselves. By setting boundaries and expressing our own needs, we attract more authentic connections. We start to attract people who appreciate us for our whole being, not just our willingness to help. In the end, overcoming these challenges is about self-respect and mutual respect. It's about spending your time and energy on people who value you wholeheartedly. This approach is not only consistent with Stoic principles, but it also helps you build a more fulfilling and balanced life. It allows you to give freely while also receiving the respect and connection you deserve. Throughout this video, we've explored the potential downsides of excessive kindness. We learned how Stoic principles can help us find a balance, the golden mean, between generosity and self-care. Here are some key takeaways. Set boundaries. Learn to say no politely but firmly. This doesn't make you selfish, it shows self-respect and allows you to offer genuine help when you can. Give freely, without expectations. Don't expect gratitude or favors in return. True happiness comes from the act of giving itself, not what you get back. Recognize and avoid emotional traps. Constant giving can drain you and make you avoid your own problems. Prioritize your well-being to show up authentically for others. Beware of attracting the wrong people. True generosity attracts those who appreciate you and are willing to reciprocate. Set boundaries to avoid those who only take and never give. Maintain control over your life. Don't let constant giving dictate your every move. Practice balanced generosity to avoid exhaustion and resentment. Remember, Stoicism isn't about suppressing kindness, it's about expressing it wisely. By finding this golden mean, you can cultivate genuine connections, avoid manipulation, and live a more fulfilling life. Thanks for watching. Share your experiences with excessive kindness and how you found balance in the comments below. Like this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe for more Stoic wisdom applied to modern life.